You're listening to the Pelicans Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network for All Things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Fly down, my Pelicans forever. Yeah, ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, bunch of train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever.
All right, shout out to the fam, man. Hey, man, listen, man. Big ups to the fam. Appreciate y'all in this episode of the Pelican Postgame Report for All Things Pelicans. We up in this thing. Shout out to the fam. PPR in here representing. Very, very encouraging game, man. To be honest with you, the Pelicans put up a hell of a fight. Shorthanded and all. Listen, there is no moral victories, man. Pelicans should have won this one. That's why this stream is called PPR Final Pelicans Drop Winnable Lakers Game 104-99. They're now 4-10. Despite all those missing characters, the Pelicans should have won this game. Brandon Ingram was awesome in the matchup. Let me just put it to you like that. Big ups to the fam, Milton, Big J Pelicans, Nola, Stacy, Brother Devin, Mary, K, Daniel. Big ups to all y'all. Appreciate y'all for being in the stream. Much love to the fam, man. This was a very winnable. We'll have Willie Green's post-game press conference coming up momentarily. Of course, we're gonna hear from Coach Willie. He's gonna describe the force and the pace of the force, and of course, he's gonna talk about the bright side of the force, which is playing with joy. That infuriates Lex, by the way. She doesn't like the Star Wars analogies. But Willie Green obviously is a Star Wars guy. He's using all of the light side analogies. Lex wants him to deviate toward the dark side, using Darth Vader, playing with violence. Hey, Lex. I see you got your shades on, too. Shout out to you. Hey man, hey, listen, Lex. Today, man, listen. We gonna get into it today, man. We got DC chiming in as well. Shout out to DC. Straight up from the international line. We here, man. Hope his connection is good tonight. DC, how you doing, sir?
Wait, what happened? I didn't hear all the slick shit you said before you asked me how was on.
I said DC is chiming in. Shout out to DC. You know that type of stuff. You know, in Jamaica.
Hey, Lex, what he said? I feel like he lying.
Listen, DC, let's just get into the show, okay, brother?
Talking to you.
Huh?
He was talking to you.
He ain't say nothing slick.
Hey, man, he was talking to you.
All right.
Yes or no would suffice. You ain't gotta,
All right, DC, you're slowing shit down. Let's get to it, man.
The show has turned into too many Rastafarian jokes, kid.
Oh, that's okay, man.
In the chat.
Dan's just one dude, man.
He said he want us to get back to joking on the players. He really misses Jackson Hayes, the inpatient screen setter, and
the palm tree.
paratrooper
Yeah.
and the shoes we had for him. And
For Najee. Yeah, when Najee,
we had
before
the
Najee.
black forces for Najee. He said he missed all that, man.
Well, who came up with all that, DC? Who was the one that invented all that?
I came up with the black forces. You took care of the other stuff.
All right. Well, let's see if somebody.
You say pineapple talk too much.
All right.
Stretch in the third quarter.
Let's hear from Willie. Here we go, man.
I'll tell you, Brian. To let you know.
I speak for our whole group. We're extremely proud of the effort, the competitiveness that our group approaches the game with every night. They're playing together. They're not only giving us everything they have, but they're out competing, outworking, and even when we come up short, there's a lot of positives and improvements from where we were. So if we play like that, we're going to win way more games than we lose.
What'd you see in the third quarter?
Just got stagnant. They turned up the heat. They're a good team, and they played with force, made more shots, and we just didn't get into our offense quickly and with the force that we were doing the previous two quarters.
The past few games, you decided to go with Trey at those backup center. What are you seeing from him that is make you confident in him and go with him right now?
He complements that young group really well. Set screens. He's physical. He rebounds the ball at a high level. I felt like this was a good opportunity for him to get on the floor with that group. And he brings energy every time he steps on the floor.
And how important was the energy guys like Kane, JRE, all of those guys in the first half, where it feels like that's where y'all really separated was making a bunch of those hustle plays?
That's the key for us to give ourselves an opportunity to win these games. With so many guys out, we have to outwork, outcompete, and the guys are doing that. It took a while, took a few games to get to this point, but you can see they're getting better and better, and that's a true bright spot with this group.
And AD is obviously playing at an MVP level this year. How good was this experience for Messi to kind of see what that looks like, in person and have to, take on that challenge throughout the game?
It's great. It's great for him to get these minutes and these experiences early in the season. It's going to pay off huge for him as we progress throughout the year. He's getting an opportunity to see what prime time bigs look like, guarding those guys in the post, guarding in pick and rolls. So we expect that this is going to pay off for him in the long run.
And you guys, you trusted them late in the game to play, 1 through 5, switch everything, and Brown hit 2, big threes at the end. But how important is it for him to be in that situation and see what it's like in the game and know what he needs to do in those situations?
Well, that's the best teacher is experience, and he's gaining a ton of it right now. And we'll go back and we'll watch the film together as a group and see where we can be better in those situations. But you're guarding one of the best players of all time, and he's done that on the biggest stages in the NBA, and so we'll definitely take some learning experiences from that.
Coach, decision making tonight. I mean, when the margin of errors for your team is narrow, but just the decision making in late in the second quarter and into the third quarter, the turnovers. Just how do you clean that up and get guys, particularly? I mean, Brandon struggled with that tonight. 8 turnovers for him. And it's been a lot the last few games. How do you get guys to eliminate that from the game?
Well, we're asking a lot of BI, and he's been producing night in and night out. 32 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, 37 minutes on the back-to-back. Sometimes those things are going to happen because of how much we're putting on his shoulders, and I'm truly extremely proud of what he's been doing and the leadership that he has with this group, uplifting this group, playing through difficulties. We can clean up some of the improvements as a group as we move forward, but it's really highlighting how well these guys are playing together, how hard they're going out and competing. And, some of those turnovers, they do happen, but we'll go back and watch and just continue to work at it.
Not to beat a dead horse on the third quarter, but it seemed like AD was getting switched on to smalls in greater frequency. Was that – I know you guys like to read a lot of stuff in general. Was that the game plan there in the third quarter, or was it just kind of happening in the flow of the game?
he was setting some good screens, and we were falling into some late reds, not exactly what we wanted to do. And he's a big boy, so we wanted to keep our bigs on him. We got switched off on him a few times, and he took advantage of it. And so we cleaned it up in the fourth quarter. But those are areas just for our young group that, like I said, we'll continue to look at. And they're getting these experiences now, which will help them later.
You guys have been able to keep it competitive or just outright win the possession battle at times because of your activity on the offensive glass. Just how important has that been in terms of just keeping these games close or even competitive?
It's extremely important, not just for now, but for the longevity of our season. We want to be a team that can have more possessions than our opponents. Now, we got to cut down on the turnovers. We know that. But if we can continue to offensive rebound like we have been, and we get quality shots from that'll allow us to get more looks. Okay, thanks, guys.
All right, Coach Willie. All right, Coach Willie gave shout out to the Force twice in that segment. So big ups to the rest of you guys. Please do.
Say Big Q. What type of shoes you think Willie Green wear?
Probably some Nike, just regular Nikes or something like that, or something probably like that. Just some.
I think his favorite pair of shoes is Air Force Ones.
I would say like G Nikes or something like that. That's what I'll probably.
You gotta say Air Force Ones. He doesn't call them G Nikes.
Right, that's right. Air Force One. There you go, DC. That's a bit of trivia right there for Willie Green. But yeah, shout out to the rest of y'all, man. Slim, passive income trucker. Big ups to you guys, brother.
You don't
Wallace.
ever wear the black ones though, Q.
Okay, why don't he wear the black ones, DC? What's wrong?
Because he's nonviolent.
So which ones do you wear then, brother? What color do you wear?
White.
Come on, DC.
They holy.
Cut it off, brother. Oh, come on, man. All right. Anyway, let's move away from DC's bad joke and get into the rest of the broadcast, man. And of course, the Pelicans.
So you a faker?
DC.
You was laughing.
DC, because it was so bad, it's ridiculous, bro.
You was laughing.
All right, DC. Can we finish the show, brother, with all your interruptions, brother?
Shout out to Stephanie. She had a good point. I agree with her. She's wearing New Balance.
Why New Balance, Lex? Can you?
I mean, look at the people who represent New Balance. Kawhi.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
He hurt.
Murray.
Okay.
All right,
he
Murray's
got a championship.
You know what I'm saying? Look at the personality.
Kawhi got a championship. Murray got a championship.
No, I'm looking at the personality, man. Ain't nobody rocking New Balances like that. Come on.
DC got a pair.
Come on, DC. You do?
Nah.
Shout out to DC.
But I got a lady friend who worked out in a pair of them. She
all right,
put her
DC.
grass in them too. She doesn't really care about them.
All right, DC. Thank you very much for that unneeded information as we proceed to go into the broadcast of the show. And before we jump right into it, man, let's kind of just look at some of the stats. Let me get the stats out of the way because we'll have some more post game. We'll probably have BI
Most
pop up.
important stat: we didn't score over 105 points again.
Well, DC indeed, bro. We had a 15-point third quarter too. That won't help you at all either. So that's why I won't touch on just a few things here. We'll run into this stuff, knock it out, then get a flow to you guys. See what you got to say about this field goal percentage. Pelicans had 42.2% shooting, 35 of 83 tonight. Lakers 39 of 89 for 44%. Pelicans were 11 of 29 from downtown for just under 38%. The Lakers were 12 of 40 for 30%. Pelicans went to the foul line 23 times, converted 18 for 78.3%. The Lakers were 14 of 18 for 77.8. The Pels did have 50 rebounds tonight to go along with 18 offensive boards. The assist game was even 24-24. Lakers won the steal game 10-7. Pels 4-3 on the blocks, but they did have 17 turnovers. So that's a part of the game. 17 turnovers the Pelican had and conceded 19 points off said turnovers. The Lakers had 11 with 14 off. The fast break game, Pels won, believe it or not, 10-9. They lost again in points in the paint, 52-40. So that's a few things. Pelicans, too many turnovers, man. Just that's a big part of the game as well. We mentioned the third quarter, which they only put up 15 points. couldn't keep the energy going. At times the ball got stuck, but I'm going to leave it to my co-host to kind of break into that aspect of the game. And of course, we look at the individuals. Brandon Ingram was called upon to have a big game against his former team, the Lakers. He had 32 points in 38 minutes. He was 11 of 23 from the field, 3 of 5 from downtown, and 7 of 9 from the foul line. He had 8 assists to go along with 4 rebounds and 3 steals. He did, however, have 7 turnovers in the game, so that's not good. And then we had some extra scoring to go along. Brandon Boston Jr. finished with 12 points in 36 minutes. He was 4 of 12 from the field, 2 of 6 from downtown. He did hit both free throws. He had 8 boards, 5 assists as well, plus 3 there. Off the bench, 16 from Jaylen Nowell. Needed that. That scoring was much needed to come off the bench. He had 16 points in 35 minutes. He was 6 of 8 from the field, 2 of 7 from downtown, 2 of 2 from the foul line. He had 6 boards, 3 assists, and a block to go along with those 16 points. 8 points for Trey Jimerson in 19 minutes with 2 rebounds and a steal. 6 points for Jamal Cain in 21 minutes to go along with 8 boards and 2 assists and a block. And of course, we had Javonte Green. He played 7 points in 31 minutes. He had 6 boards and 2 assists. 8 points from Yves Missi today with 29 minutes of action. He finished with 8 points, 7 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals in the game. JRE finished with 10 points in 33 minutes, 9 boards, and a steal for JRE. The Lakers' top dog was Anthony Davis in his return, 31 points from him and 14 boards from AD. In there doing his thing. LeBron finished with 21 points, 7 boards, and 5 assists. He did have 6 turnovers, 27 from Dalton Connect. 27. He was 5 of 10 from downtown, plus 11. 6 off the bench from Koloko, and D'Angelo Russell threw in 7 in 21 minutes to help flip the Pelicans. But this was a very, very beyond winnable game. Beyond winnable game for our Pelicans, man. We should have won this game. Turnovers, bad decision making. The ball got stuck at times. It just wasn't it. We just couldn't close it. YO, shout out to you. Shout out to the Tulane football team. Big ups to Tulane. They're handling the business where everybody else isn't. Tulane is on par. So thank you. Appreciate y'all. Tulane handling the business when everybody else isn't. All right, so anyway, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all do me a service, hit the like button. Feel free to connect in the chat and let us know how you guys feel about the Pels tonight as well. So we're going to go right to the breakdown. Lex, we're going to start with you or DC, whichever you guys want to start the broadcast first. What happened here? Why didn't the Pelicans win?
Well, one thing I wanted to point out, I think that was interesting, and I don't think we took this into account on yesterday, but both these teams played on yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So this was both their second of a back-to-back.
That's fair.
Yeah. I say that because I think energy-wise, this is probably the best game that the Pelicans have come out as far as energy-wise, not including game 1 against Chicago. More so just focusing on this group, the guys that are available. This is the best energy that they've had. That first half, they really got off to a great start from the jump. And I was like, wow, this is really good. And especially the fact that it was a second of a back-to-back. But one thing that is good is that we got a lot of young guys, a lot of guys that are on, or 2 guys that are on two-way deals and things of that nature. So they really came out the right way. I felt like they came out way better in this game than they did on yesterday. So that's one thing that I really liked. The only thing is like Stacey had mentioned in the comments, that third quarter, it's like they went away from what was working. And that's one thing that keeps coming up with this team. Whether we have the starters out there, or or this group, they went away from what was working. Like Willie said, the ball did become stagnant. It was a lot. It started to become watching Brandon play one-on-one, and guys were standing around. I'm like, no, guys, what are you doing? I'm talking to my television. I'm like, guys, keep ball movement and player movement. That's what you all were doing in that first half. Even when I think it was Javonte Green, Jamal Cain, Trey Jemison, Boston, and Nowell. That group at the end of the second quarter, it was those 5 that were out there. Man, they were. I mean, it was just, the chemistry was just so beautiful. They kept that 10-point lead. They extended some, but it ended up going back to 10 points. But they held that lead very well. I mean, Noel was really doing his thing. I mean, with 16 points off the bench, kudos to him, because he really gave the Pelicans that spark. But guys were ready to shoot. That ball was moving. And when that ball's moving like that and players are moving, that's the hardest thing to guard. And between the energy and how they were, moving the ball and things of that nature, that's how this team has to play. If this team, with this group, that's how they have to play. You have to come with that energy. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. If they can adopt working hard, putting in that effort, putting in that energy, ball movement, player movement, that changes the whole complexity. We're not talking about the injuries on this team. We're not talking about those things. We're talking about what this team, you can't teach those things. It's all about how bad you want it. And I've said that many a times before, and I'm going to stick to that. Those are the keys on how this team can win. And the thing is, I know this is a loss, but you saw when this team is doing those things, coming out the right way, ball movement, player movement, the ball's not sticking in one place, everybody's involved, that makes everyone a threat. Everybody has to be a threat. You have to make everybody a threat on the floor. You got to keep the defense honest. And that's, I mean, I was so happy to see that. But one thing, I was calm about it, because I was like, the telltale is going to be that third quarter. It's always that third quarter. I want to see how the team comes out in that third quarter. And I mean, they took their foot off the gas. The ball, wasn't moving. No, guys weren't knocking down shots because the ball became stagnant. Henceforth, 15 points in the third quarter. Now, one thing I will say, I can't say that it was a tale of two halves, because in that fourth quarter, they did fight back. They fought back. They were playing from behind. They got down 10. They fought back. They did take the lead. I was like, okay, this is something different. So it wasn't a tale of two halves. I mean, there was back and forth in this game, but at the end, it really just wasn't enough. I kind of felt like Messi was held out too long. Not to say that Jemison wasn't doing his thing, but I think Messi should have came back in like a little bit earlier at times. And then again, down the stretch, the ball became stagnant. And it didn't help at the end that, the Pels couldn't inbound the ball. I mean, there was still a chance, and they couldn't inbound the ball. So, I don't know what to say about the inbound, because it's like we know they can inbound the ball, but that's just one of those things. The timing of just not being able to inbound the ball is, to even get to at least give yourself a chance. That really would have helped. But they got to put the whole thing together. I think that's the biggest thing. But that energy, ball movement, player movement, and effort. They've been showing the effort on the boards. They've been doing that, but they have to have those three things for 48 minutes, every single night in order to really have a chance to win these games.
Yeah, DC, what do you think, man? 50 rebounds tonight to go along with 18 offensive boards, man. Great points by Lex. What's your thought process, brother?
Shout out to Black Preacher Man. Appreciate them $5, brother.
Thank you. You're fuck too kind.
And his comment is, when is Willie going to read the game and use the right player rotation? I'll respond to that. First, I think he'll learn to read the game properly and use the right player rotation. Never. But we are missing 9 players, so I mean it is kind of
He ain't lying.
it's kind of pick is kind of slim for him, so I can't cut him too bad on that. But and when everybody come back, I want you to hold that comment, just save it, like maybe your copy and paste section, and you can just put that back up maybe in about a month. Because it'll really resonate again, Black Preacher Man. But nonetheless, as far as tonight, man, it was probably about 3 or 4 serious mistakes. You heard Lex go over. The coach's challenge too, I think, really hurt us taking that time out.
Yeah,
that really hurt. But all things considered, again, Willie did an average coaching job, man. I think this was, in the Willie. If we grading this on a curve like how we should for Willie, this is like an A coaching performance. To hold the Lakers to almost under 100 points with LeBron and AD. I know they on a back-to-back, but so are we. Like Lex said, the guys came out probably the best energy. You've seen them come out all game since opening the season. That was very encouraging. Brandon Ingram looked like Brandon Kingram. He looks like the guy that we would hope, want, and think he is or could be. He really showed out tonight, got everybody involved, played unselfish. And then, our Achilles heel showed up in the second half when the Lakers made adjustments, which their adjustments, didn't really look like they were getting to us. We just kind of stopped doing what we were doing.
Hey, what was their adjustment, DC?
I didn't really see much of a difference, to be honest. What did you see?
He started a different lineup.
Oh, right. He put Connect out there.
He put Dalton Connect in there.
I thought he didn't he start the game and then he took him out.
No, he didn't. No, that was.
I know they had Christie out there.
Who else
did they have out there? They
didn't start Christie.
Austin Reeves. They had D'Lo out there. D'Lo started tonight.
No, D'Lo comes off the bench now.
And that is insane. I don't know what
all
games JJ Redick been watching. D'Lo gets 30 on us every time.
Dalton Connect, really gave them a boost in that third quarter. It's almost like he already knew because I don't think Dalton Connect. I don't even think he played the first half. It's almost like he was keeping him in his back pocket. It's not time.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if he did, it was.
They got him listed as a starter though. Lex on the because I remember he was number 4. I remember seeing him. Nah, he played 37 minutes tonight. He played the same amount of minutes as AD and LeBron. He was a starter, but he ain't do nothing too much in the beginning of the game. That's what it was.
I think because they started Christie this time.
They started him and Christie. Rui Hachimura is hurt, and I think somebody else is injured. Whose name I would care not to say.
Man, I don't know. I got to go back and look at it.
But anyway, so they came out in that third quarter, man, and just put up a L. 15 points. Like you said, guys standing around. They had a lot of player movement early, a lot of ball movement. BI was getting the double teams. He was immediately kicking out, putting the defense in rotation. had them in scramble drills, and I was like, man, this is pretty nice. But you always got to wait till after the second half with the Pels, so you don't want to get too high on that. The lead evaporated in that third quarter, kind of started at the end of the second. And, they went out in the fourth and I thought put up a good fight and tried to do their best to counterbalance the mistakes they made in the third. Thought this was a very encouraging performance. Guys like JRE, who I've been hard on the last couple of games, man, I can't lie. I really like his energy and hustle on the boards. I mean, the brother had 4 offensive rebounds tonight. It's ignited something in him. And Eves too. They're getting after those offensive boards, man. So I'm really loving what I'm seeing in the rebound game from the Pels. And I know we lost, but to me, this is the way. When I talk about us losing, this is how a loss should look. The Pels realistically exhausted every option. They tried their best. They fought their ass off. And, they couldn't get it done, man. We shorthanded, but we went out there and we competed. And they made it where they could have possibly won this game. And then you heard them talk about in the broadcast, Brandon Ingram, man, which is crazy. He got 9 free throws tonight, but I didn't realize. I know him getting to the line was bad. I didn't realize it was that bad. They said Brandon Ingram is like 11th in shot attempts, I think, in the league, but he's 133rd in free throw attempts. That is insane. And I would be wouldn't be doing Just Do if I didn't point out, a lot of the horrible officiating, man. They had some very blatant, ridiculous calls, like offensive foul on BI when the guy was fouling him. You had Austin Reeves committing an offensive foul, and they call a foul on who's guarding him, man? Brandon Boston. I mean, when I start seeing stuff like that, I'm like, okay, it's kind of going to take a Herculean effort to be able to beat the Lakers. But I mean, it would have took that regardless because of what we got out there. But it's kind of sad to me that we got all these damn players out and then the refs still decide to cheat, for the Lakers. And you heard in a press conference, I don't know if we played that part where they talked about somebody asked, why are the Lakers leading the league in free throws? They asked Willie, and Willie just reversed the damn question. He said, I'd like to hear y'all answer for that.
Well, you know what the Pelicans did?
Say what he really wanted. Huh?
The Pelicans shot more at the line. They were 18 for 23, and Lakers were 14 for 18.
That's true, but
they got to the line more. I mean, I'm just pointing it out.
It's the timing of some of these calls, man, and just I don't know. They're like momentum killers, like some of these fouls that the Lakers get. So maybe they're sticking out to me just because things you're on a roll, you're playing good, and then bullshit ass foul. Like what was that? Just kind of changes the energy. But you're right, they did get more tonight. But typically the Lakers, not just us, but everybody, man, they just always seem to have that damn whistle. But
that's LeBron, man. He advocates for the whistle.
Oh yeah, he gonna do whatever he got to do to get it. But that wasn't the reason we lost the game. And no Slim South, I am not wearing shades. I was when the game started, and then I saw how the Pels played the first half, and I took them off. Took my shades off, man. So I damn. What you mean I'm lying?
You heard that? Oh, my mic is unmuted.
I'm saying I was just up here being honest, and BQ gonna say I'm lying. Why would I lie about shades, bro?
My bad, DC. My mic was supposed to be muted. Just pretend like you didn't hear that.
What's wrong with you, bro? What's going on, bro? Like,
you were ready, bro. See, I was thinking of that up.
He be tripping, man. BQ be ready to activate this face right here. For no reason at all, man. I don't know what I did you, bro. I think you hate me sometimes. But anyway, the Pels, man, I thought they played pretty well. They did the best they could do in the situation. And they were talking about some of the guys coming back. It looks like we're gonna be getting some people back next week. DeJounte Murray, I heard AD and Joel. Maybe we need to do some research into that, saying he's ahead of schedule. Q.
Yeah.
So my projection of him playing maybe in the beginning of December instead of before Christmas, maybe on par. Or hopefully maybe he could come back at the end of November, maybe the last week after Thanksgiving. That would be awesome. And pretty much stop, I guess, the chances of us tanking. I know some people might be excited by that. Some people don't want it.
No.
But
who said tank? Who used that word?
What would you call it? Will for losing? You got another word for it?
No, I hadn't heard, the tanking.
Strategic non-winning?
Huh?
Strategic non-winning?
Okay, you are so funny.
I'm just saying.
Go kick rocks, man. You know what I'm saying? There's your Jamaican shoes, man.
My boy Slim South said Star Wars The Force Awakens is about to come on.
You know what, fellas? I still would recommend that we start talking in our Jamaican accents for a whole stream. You know what I'm saying?
I'm game with DC.
I don't know if I can make it.
I think we can do that. I really do think we can do that.
Let me hear you, Big Q.
I ain't gonna do it, brother. I ain't gonna do it.
Come on, man. From the depths of your diaphragm. Come on. You gotta feel it from down within.
I ain't gonna do it.
You can do it, man. Shout out to everyone in the chat. We appreciate you for being in the chat and for being in the stream. If you could just click the like button, we'd greatly appreciate it.
And when you hit the like button, good. It goes boom, 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 boom.
Okay, what?
Yeah, this was interesting, man. Like I said, we were running neck to neck with these people, man, and it's just like at certain periods of times. And it was a play toward the back end, Lex. DC that Antonio Daniels made a really crisp observation on. He talked about the play with Yeeves guarding LeBron at the end of the game. He talked about the screen that AD set, and then he kind of rolled. He picked up JRE and took him away from LeBron and leave Yeeves in a compromising position against LeBron, and LeBron got right to the space that he needed to hit that 3-point shot. Ultimately helped decide the game. So let's kind of talk about that, man. Let's kind of just break down that play for me, for us in the chat, and why it shouldn't happen, and what should have happened.
Are you talking about at the repeat the question? I apologize. Repeat the question, please.
The question is the play. No, it's no problem. The play at the last 3-point play, LeBron shot over the top of Yeeves. At the end, it was a play. And AD, shout out to Antonio Daniels. He the one that brought us.
Switching that is fine. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I was about to get to. But I wanted y'all guys to kind of talk on that, man, because that's a major flaw in Willie Green's system, is the unintelligent switching. You can't switch everything.
Yeah.
And that was a play. So Yeeves is one-on-one with LeBron at the 3-point line. And basically Antonio Davis rolls, sets up a little pick or screen there that rolls JRE with him and leaves Yeezy one-on-one with LeBron. Break down what's problematic about that and why and what could have been done better.
Well, first of all, Yves Missi is a rookie. We're going to leave a rookie up there to guard LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know Yves Missi has been defying doubt. He's been doing well. He's been stepping it up. He's been saving the behinds of Griff and Bryson Graham because, they didn't know how well he was going to be doing. But, he has been thrown in the fire. But to do that to him, to have him guard LeBron James, Okay. That's not bright. That's not fair, man. That's not fair. A rookie like Yves Missi is still a rookie. And, the vet of all vets, throughout the whole league, is taking on the newbies. So when I look at that, that was not really bright. I think who is Eve's Garden before? Was it Javon
He was
Green?
on.
He was on
Green?
He was on AD.
Okay, he was on, and see that's why they did that, because again, he does switch it. But really, they should have got it out of LeBron's hands. They should have went and doubled. I mean, if Missi was gonna be up there, like double him, and then the person on weak side, I mean, defense would just have to rotate. But I mean, you gotta, especially if the clock is running
You
down.
wanted him
See
to
the
double
clock?
early or double late?
No, double like late, like you know what I'm saying? Like probably come because the time's winding down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody probably should have came at like 5 seconds.
It let
You know what
LeBron step into that 3-point shot too.
Yeah, I mean, he
Look
was
at
in
that.
rhythm. See, you see what I'm saying? He was revving up 7 seconds right there. You need to start coming because now he's got to go audible, right? He's got to pull that Peyton Manning. He's got to change it up. He's got to pass it off. And that would have helped kind of break up the play. But
Don't help
like
that Yves
right
backing
here.
off him either.
Yeah, you see him. Who is that? Right
That's
there on the
that's
right of
Yves.
Missi.
That's
Huh?
Jaylen Nowell there.
Yeah. It's like, and everybody has to know, okay, rotate. You know what I'm saying? Because time is winding down. Now if LeBron is going in like getting ready to go into a shot because he's doing it in rhythm, right? That means he's probably gonna jump and try to pass it. LeBron does that. When you come and bum rush him, especially right there, if he would have came and kind of rushed him, where's he? Which way was he coming? He's coming towards the left. He would have to pass it that way unless he would make, just change the torque of his body and do an opposite pass to his right. But he has that ball. I think he's dribbling with his left hand, right? Is he dribbling with his left hand?
With his right
Oh,
hand.
he's going with his
And
right.
he goes toward his
But
left.
he's
hand.
but he's going toward his left.
He didn't do his patent move where he does the look away. Pull up.
You know what I'm saying? But that would have been the opportune time and just take away that angle. But everybody would have had to been ready to rotate.
I think they kind of as sad as this is to say, I really think this is what happened. LeBron kind of had an off game tonight,
Mm-hmm.
So I think they kind of, for some reason, was anticipating maybe him not taking that shot.
Shit.
It's
That's LeBron James, bro.
I mean, it's like,
I get it, but I'm just saying that they didn't look. I mean, can you run it back? Run the defensive setback.
My bad. Hold on here. Let me get this together. All right, hold on. There we go.
It didn't have the response you wanted, I know, but
man, that's a good point too. Oh, go on, DC. My bad.
They don't really look like there's nothing to try to stop what he's doing. It's almost like they're waiting for them to complete the set, or they're okay with him taking the three from way back there because he was having an off night. I mean, LeBron was 2 for 7 from 3-point line. You got to realize he hit another three. He hit another 3 after this. This was his first 3-point make all night. So to me, looking at this, it's almost like
I thought he had 2, but
he had 2. This was the first one. He hit another one after that. That's how they got to. No, that's
the last one, bro.
Yeah, that was the last one. Yeah. Okay.
Before that. No, he did hit another because they 104. He hit the other 3-pointer too. I know I wasn't tripping. That's
DC,
the one.
yeah, I think DC on his wacky week.
I'm not on the wacky nothing. Go to the play-by-play. Right there, you see the play-by-play? click on the play-by-play and look
It's
at the
two.
plays.
He was
LeBron
two.
hit
Yeah,
two
he was 2 for 7.
It's 2
Okay.
for 7, brother.
That was the first 3 he hit all game. And he
So-
took another.
I
He
mean-
took another 3-point shot after that. That got
They
him
were
to
saying, I
104.
thought they were saying that this was the dagger, because didn't they go to the free throw line?
He hit another 3-point shot after that to get him to 104. No,
All right.
all right.
But that's
I-
not.
I mean,
no,
maybe
but
that's
that ain't.
maybe
Feel
that's the
bad.
second one. It don't matter. Maybe
But
it's
you
the
know
second
what? I
that's
just
not.
saw
That's,
But
no,
he
no, no.
hit,
You
he hit most of his threes.
no, you're right,
Make
bro.
it 4-4.
You're right on what you're saying about the 3-point, but that's not the point. The point is that's still LeBron James. If he was 0 for 5 and he's walking down there with the ball, man, I don't care if he missed 6 3-pointers up to that point.
Didn't we say we had a coaching problem? You act like this is my idea. I'm just telling
Coaching
you what I
matters.
observed.
Who
You know what I'm
said
saying?
that?
Look, I'm looking at the defensive set. They looking at it. They're okay with him shooting the 3 from way out there. We
Can
know
you-
the Pelicans are cool with you shooting 3s late in the shot clock. This fits that criteria, right?
Okay, you got a point, brother.
So to me, it don't look like they didn't want to double. They were okay with the shot and willing to live with the results. And would it be LeBron James? That's pretty goddamn crazy. But that's what I see.
Oh,
You know
goodness.
what I'm saying? We could talk about the unintelligent switch as well, where you got JRE going.
DC, we're gonna rebrand unintelligent switching to suicide switching.
Suicide switching. No, you know what I like? It make me laugh every time I hear because it bring me back to like 2008. Switch or die.
That's what it
I
is,
like that
dog.
one, bro. Switch or
It's
die.
switch or die. You don't have nothing else behind that.
Boy, if we had a T-shirt with that on it, we'd have all type of blood stains on that goddamn shirt. Man. We've been dying left and right.
Hey,
What
Big
they say,
Q.
live or die by that. We've been dying by that shit.
What's his alternative strategy if switching doesn't work? What does he do?
What do you mean?
I mean, what I mean.
Look,
What
switch
other option is there?
like doubling and leaving the backside open.
Switch or die trying.
Yeah.
If you brought
Can you
that
go
shit
back
up
to
in
that
practice,
video though?
Willie gonna be like,
I
"What's the
want
name
to
of the
point
defense?
something out.
I want you to say the name of the defense again. Switch all,
All right, hold on.
coach. All right,
All right,
that's
hold
it.
on.
This is the switch all, bro.
Yeah, man.
Switch everything.
Switch everything.
We deal with the results later.
This point, I think you touched on it a little bit, DC. But
Did we give Yo his
yeah,
props
shout
for
out
this,
to Devin.
for this?
What?
I put this up here because we gave him his props for this? Appreciate
Why
it.
yo?
$2,
Shout out to Wow.
Why yo says
Why
learn.
yo?
Zion learn Eric McCoy. Who that? Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Get fucked too kind.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that super chat, man. Much love, brother. YO. Yeah. So, Lex, what about this film? What you want to go into?
Shout out to Devin. He said JRE can't allow that switch. AD wasn't even setting a real screen. And I'm
No, he
looking
wasn't.
at that. Yeah, it was more like a slip. So with that
Yeah.
being said, before
Ghost
everything
screen.
that I was
Yeah, he just
saying,
rubbed him, bro.
yeah, he just rubbed him. Messi should have stayed down, moved down with AD, and JRE should have stayed up. That shouldn't even happen.
Are we being
It's
too
like
rough
they-
on Willie?
they-
Maybe Messi made a mistake. Yeah, rookie.
Well, the thing is communication on defense. JRE has to communicate. Messi, get back,
Yeah.
get back. You got AD, I got Bron. I got him.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do. JRE's got to do that. Come on, man. Because JRE, I mean, he's been in the league long enough to know you can't let that happen. I'd rather JRE be up there than Messi.
Yeah.
But that was not a real screen. That was a slip. And that was a good point. Like that kind of throws everything, you know, if it was an actual screen, which it wasn't, that was just a slip. AD was just trying to move out the way, basically.
He rubbed.
And they basically played right into their hands. They played him right. You know what I'm saying? He just made them believe that he was, you know, because he was there.
But this is the thing, though, Lex. You're right. AD, it was a weak ass thing. He got there and kind of pushed him. Like, it wasn't even that, but he did enough so JRE would attach himself to him so
Yeah.
he can move him out there so he can leave him on the island with Yeeves. That's what I seen. And the thing is also,
Because
it's
they had
just
time to recover. I mean,
right, but
he had time to recover, and JRE had time to recover.
we seen this during the breakdowns, like you seen it, and even Antonio Daniels, he made the point on it.
Oh yeah,
He was saying it in the third quarter while the Pelicans was struggling to do anything to put in any points. He was talking about the fact that the Lakers was setting these screens and they were doing double screens that required the Pelicans to have a higher degree of communication.
Yeah.
And that's where the breakdowns happen. Like it was forcing you to communicate, hey, I got this guy, you got this guy, and they don't do that. They don't communicate as well as we need them to communicate. That's how you see a lot of this stuff was happening in the third quarter. So it's just kind of strange, man, to kind of promote that. Like, hey, man, who you got? I got this guy, and you see guys with the back door and all this type of stuff going on, flowing just with passing. But that's the thing that killed the Pelicans tonight. It wasn't a full game worth of this stuff. The third quarter kind of came back and bit them in the, you know what. But go ahead, Lex, what you was going to say. Wait, well, hold on just a second. Let me give a shout out to Black Preacher Man. Says, how about fighting through screens? Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Get fucked too kind.
Appreciate the Black Preacher Man. Thank y'all, man, for that. Lex, go ahead, please.
One thing that I would rather see this team do, definitely fighting through screens does help. But the thing is, instead of switching, because sometimes you can switch, but you can't do it all the time. That's like, if, Alvarado's on a guard and JRE's on a big man, you're not going to have, if a big man setting a screen for Jose, you're not going to have Jose guarding a big man. That's crazy. I understand he's a great defender, but you can't have that. But one thing they need to do more of, they got to use the hedge and hold, man. Like, look, if you're being screened, show yourself. Show yourself, to the defender. Give time for your teammate to fight over the screen, to recover. This all has to be quick. You got a hedge and you hold it. You hold it 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. That gives your teammate time to recover. You get wide. It's about footwork, how you position your body. You got to widen your body and use that wingspan. Like, come on. Like, it's not hard. And I've seen them do it. I've seen them do it late in the season. And oh my gosh, when these guys did it, man, it was just so beautiful, man. It was beautiful. Like, you don't see that. It's a simple hedge and hold. Hedge, hold it. Give your teammate time to recover. You know what I'm saying? You have weak side behind you. You got to trust him. He's there. Get wide. Don't commit too much, because know that your teammate, look, I'm hedging for him, but I'm going to get back, dog, so you can recover. So dude's not shooting the ball out to the corner for that 3. Like, that works. It really does work, but it has to be disciplined. You got to be disciplined. You got to be patient. You can't rush it, and it's trust. You got to communicate. Be like, hey, I'm holding. Recover. I got you back. All right, get back. That's how you do that. You know, it's just that hedge and hold works, and that gives time for the player who's being screened to recover and get back, to fight over that screen. But we don't see that enough. I mean, I guess, we just got to wait to the end of the season or something to see it for real.
We got to wait all the way till then?
Oh, damn.
I mean, that's the only time I see it.
Jeez.
Like, it took them all. It took them all. Auburn, the whole season, the whole.
Jeez, Louise. Yeah. Wow. Well, right now, fam, the Pelicans are a dismal 4-10 right now. They're 5th in the Southwest. The next matchup is they get a few days off, man. Next matchup is Tuesday against the Mavericks. The Mavericks are 6-7. They're 5-3 at home. Let's kind of step into that, guys. If y'all want to kind of step into that, the Mavs matchup with the Pelicans. They beat the Spurs, and then they beat the Spurs 110-93. They have the Thunder up tomorrow. I want to say Monday. I'm sorry. No, tomorrow actually. They have
not the Thunder, huh?
Yeah, the Mavericks have the Mavericks have
Tuesday.
No, DC, listen, brother. You jumped in at the wrong spot. I'm talking Dallas. Dallas.
Oh, my bad. All right.
Yeah, Dallas beat Spurs 110-93. Their next matchup is the Pelicans, but that's on the 19th. They have the Thunder on the 17th, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. they play the Thunder, and then Tuesday they will come to New Orleans for the Pelicans game. So we got a few days there, man, to kind of recoup and get things together. But let's kind of step into the Mavericks matchup, man. You know, they got a lot of people we got to deal with as well. Luka Doncic is on that squad. Jason Kidd is there. They got a lot of good players there, and they're not playing as crisp as you would like them to see. They're just under 500. They're gonna have a real tough one. OKC, they could very well come here 6-8. But what do you guys see there? One home win for the Pelicans since then. 4-10 are where we are right now. So let's kind of delve into the Dallas Pelicans matchup. DC, what do you think?
Another tough game, man, to continue, you know. But Dallas, they haven't been playing their best ball lately. I mean, they're 6-7. So I would say we stand a chance. But the only problem with this is look at matchup indicator. 86-14. Gambling purposes, Lex?
No, I was saying Big J said Pell struggle with communication and Willie isn't a great communicator. 50% of defense is talking. I would raise that percentage up a whole lot more.
I agree.
I gave sound effect. A lot of great comments in there, man. That is just
they talking that talk tonight.
That's great. Come on, Pels, man. Put that good energy out there and aim it at Airline Drive at Willie Green, and hopefully he can get some of this stuff. I'm
just trying to figure out like how we prevent Luka Doncic from scoring 50, because we have
trouble team. I'm making force it his teammates so they can score. That's the way
he's not going to do that. He trusts his defense.
We switch everything. It's kind of hard to triple team when you're too busy switching every guy.
But I just don't see how that makes sense. I don't understand how you sell it to pro players and tell them that, hey, man, we're going to switch it all. And I'm like, you can't switch it all, brother. You're going to end up and I call it unintelligent switching, because eventually you're going to switch yourself into a mismatch that benefits your adversary.
This is what I think is going on in Willie Green's mind. In his mind.
Please, no, DC.
I'm telling you, if we let Willie Green build his roster, he would have, let's say in time was not an issue and you can get any player you wanted, it'd be like Ben Wallace, Dennis Rodman. Like, the starting lineup would be all defensive players.
Yeah.
So he could switch everything.
You would have no offense out there.
It would just be all defense. And you think of the best defensive player at any position, and that's who Willie gonna have out there. And notice I said Ben Wallace and Dennis Rodman because they're short. So it's gonna be small.
Yeah,
they're gonna be scrappy though, because them scrappy ass dudes though.
Yeah, they gonna win all their games like 88-75. The games they win. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what's going on in his mind, bro. So like he thinks defense first, and he would preferably like to have 5 defenders out there that can have 5 position versatility to guard anybody.
Jeez.
And he says that
Scottie Pippen would be the leading scorer, Q. But far as all jokes aside, far as the Dallas Mavericks, it's on Luka, man. Luka has to have a bad game for us to be able to pull this one out, because can we pull up his stats versus us? Like, how do we find that, man? Because I swear, every time we play Luka, bro,
it should be
kills us every time, man. Even when we beat them, he still Luka done had 40, 50-point games, 48, 46.
Go back.
Luka kills the Pels, man. Like, I know we play him a lot, so we didn't have games where he had off nights. I remember Dyson Daniels and Herb caused him some problems at times, but I don't see an answer, especially right now for him. So it's gonna go as Luka goes. If we can slow Luka down or hold him to 26 points or so, I think the Pels can be able to pull out a win. If we, play the way we did tonight. But again, what's really concerning to me, although I love how they played tonight, is we can't seem to score enough. And I mean, we don't have enough scorers. So we can't get over 105 points. And it is almost impossible to beat a Dallas Mavericks team doing that, man. These people I'm sure they probably average like 112, 115 points a game. So we got to find a way to score, get some more offense out there. I like what I saw from Nowell tonight, although he's still a little too aggressive. He was like 6 for 18. But there you have it, bro. You had these two games here. This is the Dice and Herb games, I think. Those two you see there. But if you look after those two anomalies, you look at everything else, Luka tears us up, man. We didn't have a game right here where we held them to 25. That's looked at as a win. Everything else has been over 25.
That man had a 46 game, a 33 game, 29, 34. That man, look at that, 49.
Yeah, 21,
30, 31. And his average.
Where he played bad. So, it ain't like we haven't beat Dallas, but the Dallas killer.
Man, averaging 20. DC, hold on, DC. This man averaging almost 29 points a game on the Pelicans.
Yes.
Over almost 8.5 rebounds, 8 assists in 20 games versus the Pelicans. Yeah. Dude love playing the Pelicans. Yeah. This is going to be interesting to say the least, man.
Oh, hold up. Go back to that. Cause I think those games were, that's actually going in. Oh, the dates, that's 2018, man. Go further down. Does it get worse at the bottom?
Yeah, I just told you. Yeah, the
38, 30. Wait, hold up. Wait, stop. Go back down. Look at this stretch. 39, 36, 38, 35. God damn.
You know what? Do it how what's his name?
But you see these last four when we had Dice and Herb out there playing them, man. They was playing some good defense on Luka.
What is his name?
That's when I realized to me, Dice took the crown, man, of being a better point of attack defender than Herb. Because they had Dice on Luka, those games last season, and he was doing a hell of a job guarding him, man. I can't lie. But doing a hell of a job guarding Luka, he still had 28, 25, 29 them games, 21 or something. So this is it, man. This the engine right here. And Kyrie gonna do what he do, so you gotta watch him because
it's a whole nother issue.
Kyrie tears our ass up too. So we got two players who love to play the Pels.
Mike Epps.
And we shorthanded. So but they're not playing their best basketball right now. They've been in some close games, ain't able to pull it out. So I would say this is probably the most beatable the Dallas Mavericks are going to be all year. And if we bring that type of energy, intensity, and effort, we can possibly pull out a victory, but I don't see it happening, man. This team is too deep. You got a juggernaut in Luka, who we never can seem to stop without our best defender out there. This one, to me, unless Luka just has an off night, man, this is a L.
Lex, what you think?
Even though these games that they've had, they've been losing a lot of close games. Watching Dallas play, you're not really concerned. You're not really concerned about them because
Kyrie been kicking our
these
ass
guys
for a
are going to
decade.
figure it out, and plus they really have a good coach in Jason Kidd.
Yep.
So right now it may look like I know they're mingling with 500, but if you're watching them, it's different. This team, to me, I feel like they actually look good. They do look good. They just haven't done a good job. They've had a couple of hiccups.
They
But
haven't closed games, Alex.
yeah, when you have Luka on your team, Kyrie, because I don't know if you all knew this, when Kyrie and Luka first got together, they had the same problem.
Yeah, they did. I remember that.
Yeah. Now you change up some of the starting lineup. You have Klay Thompson and then I don't know who took the place of I think Najee, because I don't know, Najee's not starting. I forget who's in that other spot, but they kind of have to relearn. They have a little bit of learning curve, but just looking at them and the way that they're playing, they have a nice thing going. Like I said, with them, I don't think you can really pay attention to their record right now, because it's like when they get it together, they're gonna have it together. There's no doubt about that. But they got a lot of experience. Just a lot of offense. Yeah, Misi, it's going to be interesting to see how he handles, Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively, because they're very similar, so their games, and I'll throw Jemison in there as well, because I'm pretty sure Willie Green's going to have both of them, playing in there. But it'll be interesting to see who wins on those boards. They also throw a lot of alleys, so it'll be interesting to see how that's guarded. I know Misi blocks everything, but they're almost like a mirror image of each other, and we've mentioned that before. Derek Lively and stuff in comparisons with Misi. But yeah, their wings and just backcourt, it's a lot. You cannot sleep on Klay Thompson. He is still a legitimate threat. So they may not have just total youthful legs, but they still have their wits, and I think and experience. So those are things that is concerned. If you think about it, against the Lakers, look what happened on tonight. Experience. When it's time to get disciplined and make the right plays and get the ball where it needs to go to, experience. You start to see that experience at the end. And experience is still golden in this league. So yeah, I think unfortunately I kind of feel like they're gonna get the Pels. And plus it's an opportunity to get a win. They are around 500. So again, it's like, hey, let's go in here, take care of business and get this W, so we can, trend in the right direction, because they are, trying to, they have fight about them. All these games that have been close for them, they have a lot of fight. So when you look at that type of battle, it could go either way. Something could happen if the game gets close. But if the game is close, it's like, who are you going to go with? You know what I'm saying? It just seems more feasible to go with Dallas because of just, that they had their guys out there.
Guess what? With tonight's loss, we still hold on to the 14th spot in the West. We did not drop to the 15th spot.
Okay.
Something to improve upon, right? We got
we're 0.10 percentage of win percentage better than Utah.
Well, that's something to improve upon, DC. We as a team's got to correct these errors, man. And the team, like I said,
Jay.
I just showed that on screen for family members asked about Kyrie Irving. I just showed that he played against the Spurs. He put 22 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and he was plus 22.
Damn.
So I would definitely say he's back.
Talking about Najee too. Pull up Najee. Say he's shooting 52%.
52.
He's been playing well. He looks good out there.
Yeah, he's shooting.
I mean, we knew he was. We had Najee.
They were.
Well, I mean, he's actually
a lot more polished over there than he did over here.
Yeah, because they got a coach over there. Let me see the last 10 games. He's played 25. He's played 25 minutes. He's averaging almost. Hold on. No. It's level. Let's be real, man. It's levels to this. Man, it's levels to this, man. It's levels. It's levels to this.
I'm just saying, you said it big cute.
It's levels to this.
Willie, a life coach?
No, listen, it's levels. It's levels and levels. It's levels to this. You got Jason Kidd. That's not even a comparison, man. You talking about Jason? Jason, hold on.
You say we should have hired Jason Kidd. Remember that when we did that?
Yes, yeah, we did. It was several of them. They didn't listen.
You remember that?
It's several of them. They wouldn't listen because they don't want to pay the money to hire a reputable coach.
This was before Stan Van Gundy.
I know we did that. DC, we've been at this for a long time, bro.
Man, bro. Everybody we said they should have hired has been good.
Yeah, we talked to it's a list of we talked about
Ty
Lue.
I wasn't on Lee. You was on
Charles Lee.
Was offering chump change to these coaches. That's why they didn't take the job. And Willie Green accepted the chump change.
No, he wanted Jacques. They wanted Jacques Vaughn. They agreed that Jacques Vaughn was going to take the job. And Jacques Vaughn told him that he wanted to pick his own staff. Griffin told him, man, the job is contingent upon you taking coaches from the previous regime, which is totally ridiculous and stupid.
Yeah, it is. That don't make no sense.
But Willie Green took it because Willie Green took the job because he knew he probably not going to get an opportunity to be a head coach nowhere except for here.
He was
Orlando is number 3 in the East without Paolo Banchero.
That's coaching, brother. You got an idea. The first thing a coach got to do is establish the identity of his team and play through his identity. And he got to work behind the fundamentals. He got to be a good pusher of hitting your free throws. Got to be a good guy to push communication, even if you don't have the best talent. If the communication was better, we would have beat the Lakers. We would have beat the Lakers if the communication was better. It's constant communication issues. Is with all these players missing. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we missing some guys that put up 20 points a game. This is true. But look what all these second and third string players you have. If your communication was better, your fundamentals were a little bit more crisp, but you would have stole a couple of wins, which is what you're supposed to do when you're hurting. But anyway, the Najee thing, for the family members that want to know about Najee, the last 10 games Najee's been in, he's playing in over 25 minutes a game. He's shooting 57% from the field over the last 10. His 3-point shooting ain't all that. They're saying it's 19% from downtown, but he is hitting his foul shots. And he's averaging 4 rebounds, 3 assists, almost a steal a half, and he's averaging just under 10 points a game during the last 10 games. But anyway, we're gonna go to it, man. This press conference been lagging on. Here's Jaylen Nowell. Let's see what he has to say.
Willie, after the game, sounded overall, just really proud of the effort. What do you think about what y'all did tonight overall, even though it wasn't the result you wanted?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely played as hard as we could. Started out very well. It was really just that third quarter that kind of got away from we were up, I want to say double digits. We got on the run. But we knew they were going to get on the run. But man, we kept fighting. It was just a tough, close game at the end, and they hit some big shots, and yeah.
Offensively, what were some things? You look at that third quarter, you say we could have done better in that time.
Say that one more time.
Just offensively, what do you see in the third quarter? I think you guys put up 15 points. What do you see in that time?
Oh man, just kind of got a little stagnant. And we kind of just started not really making the shots we were making in the first half. That's really all that was happening.
Yeah. What's it like watching Brandon these past few weeks and what he did tonight? I guess just trying to do what he can to keep you guys in games and keep things competitive right now.
Yeah, man, he's locked in. He's the leader out there. He's definitely showing us the way. He's definitely leading us to the victory last game, and he almost got us another one. So I mean, he's been great, and everybody is looking to him to carry us.
And what's it been like just jumping into a situation where you're not with the team during training camp, just figuring out where you fit in, where to get your shots, and how to be effective?
Well, the good thing is that I played against these guys a lot, so coming in, they told me, they made it clear, like, we know what you can do, and you're here for a reason. So I came in first, was trying to figure out everyone else's playing style. And, kind of been here for a good week or so, and they're just telling me to be aggressive. And that's all I'm trying to do, is create looks for not only myself but the other 4 guys out there.
And it's one thing to step into a situation, middle of the season, and they need you to contribute, but to step in and they're like, you're taking 20 shots tonight, you're finishing the game. I mean, what's that been like, just stepping in and taking on as big of a role as you had to these past couple of games?
Normal. I did it in past teams. Just trusting in myself, trusting in the work I put in, and just trying to go out there and be the best for the team.
Coach Green mentioned how going against AD was like maybe a good learning experience for Messi. How do you feel like maybe he handled going against someone of AD's stature, and like how much do you feel like that can help him going forward?
Oh, it's going to be great. Playing against top level MVP caliber talent, you learn so much in those games, whether good or bad. Play very well, and so first off, learning and having that confidence of, okay, I've done well against the best, and maybe looking at things, okay, I could have guarded him this way, could have did this on this certain play. So overall, it's just always a great experience when you're going against guys of that talent.
Thanks, Jay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it.
Well, good one.
All right, Jaylen Nowell, man, dropping some game there, man. Back to the panel. He was, like I said, man, we talking about what's happening with the Pelicans tonight. To be quite honest with you, Jaylen Nowell, man, really stepped up and had a really solid game. I mean, this would have looked totally different without his 16 points, man. He got in there and did his thing. Just unfortunately, we couldn't close out the way we needed to get the dub, man. But it was a very solid performance by Jaylen Nowell. We always knew that this guy could score the ball. You know what I'm saying? He definitely, that's one of the key attributes. Not much of a facilitating guard, but more of a scoring guard. And we really needed his production tonight, man. Without them 16 points, fam, it would have looked noticeably different. 16 points, and not just scoring, but he got some rebounds, 6 boards, 3 assists, and a block in 35 minutes. 6 of 18 from the field, 2 of 7 from downtown. So he really stepped it up, and did his thing. So yeah, that was a big part of Jaylen Nowell's game tonight that kept him in the game. We just didn't have enough. A lot of stuff, man. Just communication, defensive wise, I think we'd probably ended up winning this game, man. This would have been a really good win for the Pelicans to get with Anthony Davis, man. So another thing we got to
the trajectory of the season if they were.
I know, wouldn't it beat LeBron and Anthony Davis?
A lot of energy going in the play, man. But,
yeah, that would have been fire.
Yeah, I see Stacey asked the question, does B.I. doesn't do podium? Actually, he did an interview last night. I think we missed it though. He went up late, so maybe he'll come up late again tonight.
Go ahead, Lex. What you think about Jaylen Nowell before we get ready to close out?
No, I was asking, was that a post-game interview?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The press conference is still going on right now, so
Yeah, they just they go take a shower, they go get fresh, probably get something to
right.
eat.
I think they're waiting for BI to.
Everything.
Yeah, they're waiting for BI to come out there next. I think that's the guy they're
He
trying to
might be
get.
just hoping they leave. He walk out and they stare at us like, okay, I'll go up there.
Nah, I mean he had a good he had a good game. We need guys to step up. The thing is that guys are starting to get healthy. And so when those guys start coming back, there's gonna be some, hey, who's gonna be getting that playing time when guys start coming back? So, these guys are getting a huge opportunity to play a bulk of minutes right now. And so it's like, hey, you have to take advantage of this time. You got to take advantage. I mean, isn't he on like a two-way deal? He's on a two-way deal, right?
Yeah, I think he's on like a 10-day. Is it 10-day?
I don't think it's a 10-day.
Well, Brandon Boston got our last two-way spot. We got Kane. You got Brandon Boston. You got Mekovich. Is he on the active roster or is he two-way?
No, he ain't on the roster. He's in the G.
Look up who. Somebody else got that other two-way spot.
Well, my point is that these guys, play for something. Play like like your career depends on it, because right now they're fighting to first of all stay on the team, right? Not get waived or anything like that. This is an opportune time to show why you belong on a team. And that's why I'm like, that's something that Willie Green really needs to tap into. Like when he's talking to these guys on the bench, hey, go out there and you need to give me everything you got. Everything. Effort, hustle, 50-50 balls, heart, will, all that stuff. Huh?
Unintelligent switches.
Okay.
Everything.
But it's like these guys are playing for something. They trying to secure a bag, first of all, get meaningful minutes, some playing time, and have a role on a team. So I would literally tap into that. Like, dude, like, what are you trying to do? Oh, I'm trying to play in the NBA. I'm trying to, be on a team and have a role and have a long career. Then you need to show me every time I put you out there. You need to show me why once everybody gets back, why you deserve minutes. You know what I'm saying? And, if it's not here with the Pelicans, maybe it'll be somewhere else. But, it helps their case. It helps their case. So that's the biggest thing. These guys have to go out there. I don't care how tired. Really, I feel like they need to full court press. Y'all really need to go out y'all's way, man. Y'all really do. And really prove something. Sometimes when you have something to prove, when you have a chip on your shoulder and things, that really changes the complexity of how a player can play. And I don't know if he will. I don't feel like he's really tapped into that as far as, with these players, but it's got to be more. It's got to be more. Like I said, tonight was the best night that I saw the energy from the team. This was the best. Now, am I complacent? Am I complacent with this energy? No. Because guess what? Third quarter, guys, what happened? Y'all went away from what y'all were doing. Like you have to keep it up.
They couldn't maintain the pace is what happened. You seen that's when it fell off.
Get tired,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, but if you say everything,
guys are in shape, man. It's like, hey, you gotta get
these
in
guys
some
don't. They don't play though, Lex. That's the point. The point is they don't play. So you will want to give everything that you got because you might, when these guys come back, more than likely, some of these guys are going to be regulated to the G League, man. They're going to be sent out to the G League.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's
You
like,
won't play
look,
your ass off
that
right
should
now.
be that should be adrenaline. I don't want to go back to the G League. No, third quarter, shoot. I'm after it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, just it should be an explosion. Adrenaline is real. And you can see like guys that as far as with rebuild teams, you saw it a lot with Portland.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see how they played?
Yeah.
Did you see their energy? Man, they were getting after it. They were going at it. When you look at these teams like rebuilding teams or teams that aren't expected to do anything, I even look at Brooklyn. Man, these guys are playing. They want to win, and they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
They may not be doing it every single night, but they're showing, hey man, we bringing that heat. Some of that has to be some adrenaline. And these guys, you can't tell me like, you know, they have talent, but they ain't the most talented. But you know what? Hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard.
It almost worked tonight.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it can be done. It can. That's why I want to move away from, because it seemed like when everybody knew that the Pelicans were going to lose this game, guess what everybody started mentioning?
Injuries.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I'm like, no, I'm not
down
doing
9
that.
players.
I'm not doing that because the energy was there. You saw it. Everybody saw it.
Yep.
Everybody saw it. Man, stop trying to use that. Even Jake Madison brought that junk up. I'm like, come on, dog. No.
Yeah.
The Pelicans had a chance to beat the Lakers. And they could have did it with energy, but they took their foot off the gas in that third quarter. And guess what? This Pelicans team, at no point in time has this team been able to have a switch that they can just flick on and flick off.
Yeah, what'd you just think about, the fight for you guys tonight?
They go BI.
Super shorthanded again.
I like the things that we did offensively and defensively. We were active. He found the right shots on the floor. Some guys stepped up again. We just fell a little short tonight.
JJ was on that team your first year here. What was the experience like of playing against a team that he now coaches?
I mean, it was fun. You get to see his IQ from a different point of view. The way that he has guys running sets and just reading the game. So it was fun competing against him.
Does it surprise you at all that this was his path, his trajectory, or like if somebody had told you in 2019 he's going to be a head coach, it would have made sense?
It doesn't surprise me from a basketball IQ, but I didn't know he would get into coaching so fast, for sure, yeah.
What was it like just seeing Lexxah compete against AD tonight, just seeing him against, one of the top tier bigs and just, holding his own the way he did?
Yeah, it was a good experience for him. He's going to go against a bunch of good bigs in this league, so I guess, AD is a good one for him to continue to try to compete and try to get to the level at some point in his career. I'm happy he's getting to experience it this early in the season, so when we get further down the line that he'll be ready at that point.
And we've heard this from a few different guys, but how impressive is it just to see how quickly he's able to pick up stuff, how y'all can just say something to him and he's just able to figure it out, especially as a guy who learned the game, later in his life versus, y'all who started when y'all were little kids.
It's special, you don't find many sponges that can just absorb information and apply it to the next game or apply it to the moment. So, we're happy that we have him and we can count on him to defend and make the right plays on the offensive end.
And what did you see just during that third quarter when the offense slowed down and they were able to come back, and from that 10-point lead y'all had at halftime?
Picked up some defensive pressure. They got out in transition, ran. AD was really good down the stretch. In that third quarter, made a few threes. I thought we did a good job on connect for most of the time tonight, but he made 2 huge threes tonight that kind of gave him some momentum tonight, and they just took it from there.
I guess we're starting to see guys do more stuff now, like CJ's ramping up, Herb's doing a little bit more. Does that provide some optimism in the locker room? Like, all right, we're getting closer to looking how we're supposed to look once these guys are finally ready.
Yeah, they'll be back soon. I don't know how soon, but they'll be back soon. They continue to try to get healthier, doing everything in their recovery and on-court workouts to try to get back. But, the guys that we have right now, they're being present. They're working hard. And they're getting better every single game. So I like the opportunities that they've taken advantage of every single night that we come out. The guys that we have on the floor right now have been really good for us.
Appreciate it, sir.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to BI, man. Brother sound tired, man. Shout out to BI, man. BI put that work in, man, and we forget that this is his former team. He played against the Lakers, who drafted him. And the man just, every time he plays this team, he wants to win. And unfortunately, we couldn't get the dub tonight, to go along with it. But this would have been a really good victory for the Pelicans to have. I don't know. Willie Green always talks about, not like Willie Green as a person, but when we talk about skills and strategy, we talk about skills and strategy. That's a whole nother thing. The NBA is levels to this coaching. There's the echelon guys like Eric Spoelstra and Coach Pop and those guys that's up there, high level IQ when it comes down to communicating, game plan, strategy, taking their mind, the strategy or the philosophy of what they're trying to do from here and putting that into the minds of their players and making them believe it. And then there's the middle grade guys that are trending in that direction. And then of course there's the guys at the bottom, so to speak. And to me, from a philosophy standpoint, Willie Green's philosophy is based on defense, but much too often, and I don't care if it's starters or not, even when we had some of our starters, we've seen the defensive breakdowns, we've seen communication issues constantly over and over, and most of the times in these crucial clutch situations where we see defensive breakdowns, guys not knowing who they're supposed to pick up, guys overcommitting and leaving guys wide open. Like you mentioned, Lex, earlier, the trust not being there. So I mean, how at what point does this sink in for players to understand the defense and what they're supposed to do? At what point do the breakdown stop? When do this shit stop so we can start locking in some wins here before we start? Because we talking about getting guys back. These guys there's still a ramp up period for each one of these goddamn guys you're getting back. You're not going to get them back at the same time. It'll be a ramp up period, just like what happened with Trey Murphy tonight. Trey Murphy couldn't play that back to back. He played yesterday, couldn't play tonight, and that's a part of the restriction. So even you get some of these guys, it won't be a recipe for you to win no games. You still gotta still commit to communicating and playing defense and this type of stuff. When does it stop?
That's
DC Lex.
That's a good question. It's gonna stop when we stop having the mentality that doing the same thing and expecting different results is is basically okay, and to continue to do it. One thing that Willie said a couple of pressers ago is that we got to just keep doing what we're doing. And I didn't like that statement, because a lot of the things, because you weren't specific in what you're talking about. Because right now you've been consistent in having these blunders. You've been consistent in having setbacks when you find the answer and then you retract, which makes absolutely no sense. Why are you going away from things that do work? It's like, for instance, at the end of the season, and I told you all about the hedge and the hold, right? You saw that at the end of last season. Why does it take all season to do a hedge and a hold? Y'all see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that stuff, why does it take every bit of 70 games to learn that? It's like, and remember when I was saying that in regular season, this is the time to build winning habits, not losing habits, winning habits. The reason being is that it's muscle memory. You have to consistently practice those winning habits, because those winning habits, it's all muscle memory throughout regular season. That's why when you get to the playoffs, guess what? If all else fails, okay? If all else fails, what instincts are you falling back on? Winning habits. Because you built that muscle memory up all regular season. And prime example, I look at the way the Celtics play. I'm not saying that they don't have bad games. And this could be for any team. I'm not saying that they don't make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have bad games. You're going to have ugly games. But you still have to be consistent in making those winning, like building up those winning habits, making good passes, fighting over the screens, communicating on defense. You can't just do it one game and not do it the next. Like that's bad. It's like you take 2 steps forward in one game and then you take the next 2 games you take 3 steps back. Guess what? There's no growth. And then if you take 2 steps forward the next game, guess what? Well, the thing is you actually were further ahead 3 games ago. So you just got back to where you were, but again, there's no growth. You just got back to being stagnant, which is no growth still. If you're stagnant, you're still not growing. So really it's about, the C word, man. You have to build those winning habits. You have to bring it every day. You have to bring it in the ugly games, in the close games, in the blowout games. Hopefully not so much the blowout games. Because if you're putting in that effort and energy, then you won't have any blowout games. You'll have more closer games, and you have a better chance of winning those games. Blowout games is already lost. But, I don't, when you look at the better teams in the league, I don't think they're being blown out. I don't think they're losing, if they do lose, I'm not, because you have some that they do have losses, but it's all about the how part. It's all about the how. I don't think they're getting blown out because they're fighting to win every single game. That's a habit. That's muscle memory. Playoffs come, oh shoot, we prepare for this. We've been showing fight all regular season. Now we got to show it when it really matters in the playoffs. But I think that's the biggest thing. Like, we have to stop having hiccups like every game. We have to build that consistency. And once the Pelicans do that, and start just like making the good passes, communicating on defense, putting in that effort and energy every single game. Like, hey guys, y'all got to be engaged. You got to be ready to play. Yeah, all 30 teams are playing 82 games. Everybody is. So you're telling me that 29 other teams can come out and play with energy every night, but you can't? I mean,
But
it's
the
like,
injuries.
no, they play with effort tonight. We saw that tonight. What are we talking about?
They play with force, Lex, not effort.
Oh, come on. You and your jokes. All I'm saying is that energy that they had tonight, they showed it in the first half. Third quarter, that was the telltale for me. And I was like, man, I'm seeing the deja vu. But what made it not deja vu is the fourth quarter, because they fought back and took the lead. It's there. I was like, oh, okay. Y'all trying to be like, no, we went down 10 points and came back and took the lead. I don't know how long they had the lead, but still, that's a big deal. When have we seen this team fight from behind? That's effort. That's energy. That's like, hey, I want this. Hey man, nah, we ain't going down. Like, hey, we gonna scrap, fight, scream, kicking, all that stuff. That's what that says. So they can do it. They just proved it. So if you bring that every night, give yourself a chance. Like, that's better than just, hey, we're playing from behind. You guys just go out there, have fun, do your best. These are grown men. These are professionals. Hey,
they playing for
you want that contract? Go out there and bust your butt. Show me something.
Well, he does mention Lex to tell him to go play with joy, and he's happy when they do. So that's so wrong energy.
Come on. Yeah.
I mean, it's just what it is. That's his verbiage. The guy's verbiage is not aggressive. It's a very sensitive,
and that's
very mediocre style verbiage, and he only gets mad. It's very, very sensitive verbiage. DC, you're right on that, Lex. It's definitely needs.
You gotta use basketball terms. Whoever in here plays basketball, are you trying to play basketball with joy with your boys?
I told you, Giannis said at the podium the other night. He plays with joy. He plays with joy.
I know I'm not.
Basketball with
you ain't
joy.
by yourself. That's DC's trolling.
I don't even coach with joy, nor do I ref with joy. You know what I'm saying? I don't do none of that stuff, man. Y'all tripping.
DC plays a good call with joy.
If you was getting what they was getting paid to call some of them badass calls, you'll be reffing with joy, Lex. DC
runs in Pumas with joy. Go ahead, DC. The floor is yours, brother. Go ahead.
I don't remember the question. Lex be killing this shit. I don't remember the question.
I'm just saying.
What's the question again? Exactly. No, I mean, you like, man, you
just comment on what Lex said.
All I could say is it's gonna happen, like my man Stacy and Slim Sauce said, when Willie Green get the heck out of here. I can't say the other word, you gotta have compassion and joy and mindfulness. So when Willie gets out of here, that's when it'll change, because to me, all of this boils down to one thing. Lex laid it out. She laid the details out. But it all boils down to accountability, man. Being accountable. And that's, to me, that is always an identifier to me of good or great coaches. They hold all their players accountable across the board. Some coaches go as far to, you hear the Belichick method and Popovich. They are extra brutal on their stars in front of the other players because they want to keep them in line. And they like, oh shit,
gotta have a resume to do that, bro.
Zion can't get away with. Well, I mean, Not really. Think about it.
Shit.
Let me explain to
No.
you how it works.
I
Let me
mean,
explain to you how it
what
works.
names did you say?
I said Pop and Belichick, but I'm just talking about the style.
Uh-huh.
The style. Let me explain to you how it works without a resume, or you could easily do it. You pull those guys aside by themselves. Say, look, bro, I'm gonna be hard on you in front of other players. Da 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 da. You give them the script, and in front of everybody else.
That
Willie
sounds
don't
fake.
have that
That
at
sounds
all.
fake.
That does. It
You don't
sounds
have
like
to. You
look,
don't have to
DC,
do it. You don't
make
have to do it.
everybody
You don't
believe
have
that
to
I'm
do
getting
it.
on.
That's
You don't
genetic
have to do
pineapples,
it in
bro.
a
What you
fake.
saying?
Man, you ain't got to do
Make
it in a fake
everybody
way.
believe that I'm getting on you.
No, I'm not saying it's
CJ.
WWE. I'm saying like you be honest with them. Look, I need to hold y'all accountable because
GMO pineapples.
these guys is
Nah,
watching.
I don't like the
Can I
fact that
finish
you
talking?
said
Shit.
GMO
you
pineapples.
need to hold them accountable. I need to hold you accountable. You don't say that to a person.
Listen.
That's scripted.
What
But
I'm
go
going
on.
to do,
Well,
man,
I'm
is
talking
I'm
about
going to
accountability, so I'm
ridicule
throwing that
you.
in there. I obviously wouldn't,
Bumble
have
clocked.
beef with them like that.
Well,
Well,
what would you really say, DC? What would you really say?
he would say,
Man,
I'm going to ridicule you.
I'm
And
going.
DC,
I'm
Big
going.
Q.
I'm gonna go in the moment. I'm gonna go in the moment, and it depends on who I'm talking to. Like I would have to know the guy to know how I'm gonna go at
GMO
him.
pineapples, DC. GMO
Okay.
pineapples.
How would
Can you
you?
put them sunglasses over your mouth for a second?
Go
But
ahead, bro.
I would basically try to get across that everybody on the team is watching you. If I don't hold you accountable to stuff, or if I let you get away with this, that, and the third, then it trickles down. I mean, you have to set the standard because the player, once you're out there on the court, your best player is usually like going to be the coach on the court, or for the most successful teams, everybody's looking to them for the answers. Everybody's looking to them to lead us home. So if you being lazy and turning the ball over, like how I'm gonna be extra hard on other guys if they're being lazy and turning the ball over. And it's like, it ain't like you getting triple teamed or nothing. It's just dumbass turnovers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to set a standard, and that's really what I'm getting at. So you can't be like, okay, I got this defensive guy, and he out here fucking up on offense, and then somebody else who's offensive player messes up on defense, and you hurry up and yank him out the game, but you don't yank the other guy out the game for messing up on offense. Like it's having a standard all the way across the board, and we see that they don't have it because from one game to the next, we can't have any form of consistency with what you was talking about in the energy.
All right,
Because if
DC.
you have a coach, shut up. If you have a coach,
I thought you stopped, bro. What you talking about? Then you just pause and then you
they
start
got this
talking.
thing called a comma. Like when you're writing,
A comma.
That was a pause where a comma would go. I was moving to another point. It wasn't even a period. You messing up my goddamn train of thought. Put them glasses over your mouth. Shut up. But like I was saying, man, as far as Willie, I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. But for him to get out of here, because nobody's looking to Willie for answers. Like, you got to gain guys' respect. They got to know that, okay, I may be this, that, and the third, but coach does this better than me, or he knows this or that better than me. Like, but realistic, looking at Willie, you think those guys looking at him and like, man, when coach talk about it, I know he know what he talking about. And they just gonna listen to this. They second guessing and questioning everything you tell them. Because they already think that shit ain't gonna work.
I don't think they're doing the gentry on them yet, DC.
I think they are. But I think they have, like, the respect they have for Willie is like the respect you have for somebody that's a good person. Like, I'm not going to do him dirty because he's not a, bad guy. But when you're talking about like him basketball-wise, I don't think they respect that shit at all. That's why we see the energy be what it is. Like, from game to game, they may feel a certain way about the game or have a little more pride, a little less pride, or whatever. He's not motivating that.
Yeah, because he's not tapping into
right. But that's a respect. That's a respect thing, though, Lex. And there's no standard. Like, I could see Willie as being like a player coach. There's no type of real discipline. Guys he'll not give you minutes or whatever. And I looked at guys like Jordan Hawkins and Trey Murphy when they weren't getting. They don't understand why they not getting minutes. Like shit. Well, I'm doing such and such makes this mistake, and he's still playing. Or what? And you know they probably like their brother, so they ain't gonna bring that up. It's a lot of like. You don't know where they stand, you know, almost like we don't have a plan. We just flying by the seat of our pants with this shit.
Hey, it's
that goes with the rotations
and
the
not
whole
playing chess.
What is it?
That goes to playing checkers and not playing chess.
Look, Hoffa said it best, man. They look at Willie Green like a stepfather. I totally agree, bro. I totally agree.
I don't even think they look at him like it.
Well,
okay. What they look at?
I done seen. You maybe thinking about good stepfathers. I done seen a lot of stepfathers. We trying to be running over there. You ain't my daddy. You know what I'm saying? They just running.
How the bad stepfather doing, DC?
Bad stepfather putting his foot in their head.
No, this bad stepfather don't exist. It's like shoot.
What you mean? He don't exist.
Deal with this. You ain't my kid.
Nah, that's the good stepfather. That's the good stepfather, Lex, because he gonna be like the mama said you don't whip him, and you know I ain't gonna. You ain't my kid. Go talk to your mama. You know, like bad stepfather. You know, in their eyes, he ain't going for that shit. He gonna get his respect, or this relationship is over.
Hey,
right. But that's gonna be considered bad, you know. But I mean, that's almost what Willie got to take it, man. You got to go down swinging. You got to stand on what you believe in and fight. You can't just tell them to go out there and fight, nigga. You got to be fighting. If you fight, they gonna fight. Nigga, you got to be fighting. Mom.
That was awful. He didn't even try.
But
DC, is that the end of your?
I started doing African at first.
Is that the end of your talking point, or that's another comment?
God.
No, shut up. Put them glasses back over your mouth.
Oh
but like I was saying, man, Willie got to go out there, and he has to embody everything that he wants them to embody, and it'll change. And I don't know. I know it'll change, and I will see that there's hope for Willie if I watch a game and I see Willie be. He don't have to be like this all the time because that's not fully his personality. But if things are going wrong or things are going left, and I see him be fiery on the sideline, man, you can't be the same way all the time as a coach. Maybe we don't have to see it all the time, but you got to do different things to activate different players. You can't just be the same way all across the board. I'm just be calm, mellow. That shit don't work for everybody, man. That might get through to some guy on the team, but you know, you got many different personalities. So if I see him starting embodying some of the characteristics in his personality of what we want the team to be like, then, you know, maybe things could change. Maybe DeJounte Murray is a catalyst because he seems to be a guy, to me, who could be an agitator. Maybe he's somebody who can stir up some competitive juices in Willie.
Okay. Oh, well, you might.
Let's see DeJounte come back, and let's see how it looks. Because, we damn near looking for him to be the coach out there. So,
yeah,
maybe that'll inspire Willie with some of what he can do and get guys to, galvanize behind him. He seems to be a leader from what I see, and I think players like him, and he don't really take a lot of shit from what I can see either. So. Maybe that'll rub off on Willie or at least help Willie by having that type of energy around.
Or show him that he's not fitting and just needs to go.
Well, a small front office would look at that and see that Willie needs to be like, damn, well, DeJounte is running the team and James Borrego has way better ideas. Okay, Willie. But, we're not a smart organization, Lex. So we can't trust the people at the top and what they see. Well, look how Willie has really instilled all of these great qualities in DeJounte, who just got here. Look how he got him playing.
They still have bad tendencies like from years ago.
All right, Lex. Let's
Stacey
what DC finally
say,
got done. Let's hear what you
Willie
got
is
to say
proud of us.
before we.
Oh,
Let's hear what you got to say,
What
Lex.
you got
before
to
we-
say? What you got to
oh
say?
no, I wanted
I
to
just want to hear.
highlight.
I just wanted to hear what Lex got to say because we about to get ready to close out.
I wanted to highlight that comment. Somebody changed it out, but I want to highlight some of the comments. Hoffa was like, when have we seen Willie mad at losing? I forget what the other part was. Yeah, mad at the players or mad at losing. When have we seen that at all? Like, I guess on the sidelines.
That is funny because he always come out there and make a point to tell us how proud he is of everybody.
Yeah,
When has he not been proud of his guys?
and that's another thing. Stacey says, someone tell Willie we lost 5 out of our last 6. He talking he proud of the team. Like, it's like, you
That
know
was
what?
our championship to win a game.
Hold on, let her finish, DC.
I coach my guys, my middle school team, man, and like, look, if we lose a game, man, I'm not talking about how proud I am of them, you know what I'm saying? If they lose a game, instead, what I'm doing is like, we got work to do. We got work to do. I analyze that whole game. I memorize. I replay back those games in my head, and I'm seeing what each player's doing, how they're responding, and I'm like, you know what? That's exactly what we're working on in practice. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are things that I think about. Like, how can we get better? How can we grow? I'm not thinking about the proud stuff. And these are middle school guys. Their skill sets are not even at the pro level. But it's like, no. Because at that moment, dog, I'm pissed off we lost. Because as a coach, I'm competing. I'm trying to position my players to win. I don't care who's out there. I really don't. So I think, every time, just listening to him as a coach, watching him as a coach, looking at his demeanor as a coach, it's weird because I'm a different type of coach. And I've been in a situation. I mean, we had a game today. And I'm in situations like this, and I'm talking to my players, and I'm like, look, no, we got goals. We got goals. We trying to get to a bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we do have, things that, but I want them to understand, hey, you got to be about your business. You got to be about that. Like, don't be, because to me, that's like, okay, just be cool with mediocrity. Be cool with being complacent. Like, no. Like, these are young men, and I tell them, look, in life, you do not want to be complacent with just being average. You can be better. You can. Who says you can't? It starts with your mentality. It starts how you approach things. It starts with your attention to detail. Like, these things matter. Because as you get older, you want to have a higher caliber of a mindset. When, like, these guys are gonna get older, you're gonna be young men. You're gonna get married, possibly have families. Let me tell you something. Those small things matter. It's about it's mentally. It's about maturing and being in a place where, hey, no, I want to get better. I want to get better as a person. I want to be a better husband or a better father. That's how you want to. Because it's not just about basketball. There's things that you can take from sports that can elevate your mind and how you approach life. And so those are things that I'm looking at like, no, look, There's things we got to work on. Hey, let's get to work. Let's approach these things head on. Let's not be, I have problems, handling contact. You know what, Alex? That's one of my players. You know what, dog? We getting out the pad. And every time you attack that basket, I'm a push that. I want you to embrace that contact.
That's what I'm talking about.
Embrace that contact. You go up into it. Go up into that jump.
I'll get the pad, Lex. I'm ready.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, cause he was telling me, he told me when we came to bed, like there's so much contact, they're not calling the fouls. I'm like, and you know what I told him? Then get more aggressive. You're still leaning back. Go up into it. Nobody out here is taking a charge. Go up into these guys. You got to go up into them. You got to go. I told him to try just one time. One time. Like, those are things like I heard what he was saying. And I'm like, you know what? We got something for that. We got something for that. We are going to attack that head on, because the thing is, you're going away from the contact. You're getting off balance. And I don't think he sees himself, but I'm going to reveal it to him. So, I mean, it's about attacking these things head on, man. You got to attack this stuff head on. You really do. I don't like that message. I'm proud of these guys. These are grown men, Willie. They grown men. Like, dog, y'all get paid to play basketball. You better go out. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
Willie out of credit, Lex, so he got to pay people.
Talking about you proud of them? Dog, they getting paid. Whether they get paid $1 million, they getting way more than what we getting paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, I don't need you being proud of me. Be like, hey man, I want you to be great. You got to tap in. You got to tap into that stuff, man. You got to tap into something else. It has to be something else, man. They getting paid to play basketball.
I think it's saying it at the press conference too. It's one thing if you is proud because we understand. You feel like they did, but it's another thing to consistently say that shit at the press conference.
I know he says that all the time. Like, these are little boys. Like, no, I don't even say. Look, I tell my guys, man, keep your head up.
I can't say I'm proud of them no more.
We about to get this. We about to fix some things. No, man, come on, man. Come on, man. Ain't nobody talking about being man. Grown men. Like they just hitting adolescence. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm proud of you. Just keep working hard. Like, what?
It's like I said, man. That's how Willie his method is, and he's been for 4 years, man. So it's time for some stuff to change, man. Like I said, we gotta get some of these get a lot of these defensive communication issues ironed out. We got to get a lot more fundamental.
We got a college coach in the NBA, man.
I don't even know if it's that, bro. I mean, what level of college we talking about, man? Like,
JUCO.
I mean, because look, Willie's a good dude, but
that starts with a D.
The Pelicans need a respected coach with a resume. That not like it's hard to see a Pop or a Spoelstra, a guy like that, but a coach that's been through it, that has a strategic mind. That knows how to put stuff together. You need a strategic coach, but the problem is, like, a lot of times we got a Willie Green because of David Griffin. David Griffin does not want to employ a coach that is a confrontational coach. He don't want to employ a confrontational coach, a coach that's going to command him to do stuff or command him to stay away from this. My team, let me coach it the way I want to. That type of coach. He don't want that here. His method is suffocating. That's why he gets guys that are very agreeable, that if he tell them something, they do it. And he considers them good guys because they listen to him. His method of control here is really stifling the development of the Pelicans. It's sucking out all the aggression of what the team needs to play with to win. So, I mean, it's not just Willie Green. Willie Green wouldn't be here if it wasn't for David Griffin picking him up, the third coach in the 6 years that he's been here. So we got to give that bastard his muffins too. But anyway, man, we're going to leave it right there, man. This I don't want to go too long. It's just over 2 hours.
That Stacey said we missed out on all the good coaches.
They got some out there. We got some out
there, man. They always got good coaches.
They always got them, bro. I mean, sooner or later we're gonna cycle back around to it because they done ran out of all options. All the other options that he done ran all out of them. We just sit here and pinpoint them, man. But you can't run too far. It's everything is pinpointed because these guys are not gonna deal with David Griffin. Everybody know who David Griffin is. He's not a new character nowhere. They know his method. The word's out on David Griffin. He doesn't want a confrontational coach here. All these other guys like Stan Van Gundy, he thought he could probably control Van Gundy. Van Gundy's mouthy. But you definitely had a better team under him than you would have had on Willie Green because Willie Green is not a strategic coach. He's just not. I mean, he's a good dude, but we don't need that kind. Well, I mean, that's only half of it, man, or a quarter of it, to say the very least. We need a coach here that's a strategist that knows how to outgame and outcoach other coaches. Not a guy that just, sit there and talk about speeding it up and running with pace and constantly projecting our defense. Right. Constantly projecting defense, but defense cracks all over the place. Communication, constantly projecting communication, but communication breakdowns all over the place. Not to mention the fact that they're practicing all over the place. We still having these communications issues. So in the end, like I said, tonight, even if some of the people like you very astutely mentioned, Lex, earlier in the broadcast about Pelicans, the injury situation, like, man, if we had a couple of other guys, we'd have won. Nah, shit on that. If these guys would have had better communication and I threw the damn ball away and contributed, what was it? How many damn turnovers tonight? If we'd have played a little bit more discipline, we would ultimately beat this team. We would have beat a LeBron and AD-led team with Russell and all the goddamn guys there. Connect and all these other guys. Pelicans had 17 turnovers with 19 points given up off those turnovers. 17 turnovers. The Lakers had 11. If we were a little bit more disciplined, if we were 18 from 23 from the foul line, if we were a little bit more disciplined and had a couple of more free throws and had a few more less turnovers, that would have turned the tide of the game because we lost by what? We lost by 5. So, I mean, in the end, man, like I said, man, we this has to change. And they keep saying, oh, well, you're going to get such and such back. You'll get a boost, but at the end of the day, it's very glaring, man, because he has to improve. So, I mean, I don't want to go in another 30 minutes about it, man. Just Lex, if you can just confine it because we got to get on.
I will. And that's just to piggyback off of you. When guys do come back, how long will it take them to get acclimated? That's another thing.
Right. That's what I was saying.
Everybody get chemistry because it seems like when somebody comes back, we don't know how to get them involved or pass the ball. And it's like, come on, guys. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to reset.
It's like we're resetting.
It's going to reset.
Yeah.
Because he going to forget. He going to get amnesia. Willie's going to get amnesia. He's going to basically, like, we get most of these guys back. A lot of these guys that we found out could play, does it reduce? Because Daniel Tice is not getting any minutes. He was supposed to be getting 15 minutes. He got diddly squat tonight. He didn't get too much the other day. And will Yeeves continue to play? That's the whole thing. Will Brandon Boston still get opportunities showing that he could play? What happens to these guys? So you get some of these other guys back. Will he some kind of way infuse this talent that we have with it? But it's a blessing here too that Yeeves is getting this, because if the team was healthy, he wouldn't be getting these kind of minutes. He's forced in there because you don't have anybody else. So he's getting these developmental minutes that we really need. And we're seeing Brandon Boston here. And eventually when we get enough guys back, we'll be right between December and January and February. Then you're going to start hearing talks about Brandon Ingram and trade starting firing up. So, I mean, that's what we are. But that we going to DC. What you trying to say before we go out of here, man?
I think you make a lot of good points on what you were saying, and
We all making good points on this one, brother. We good. It's
I
just
mean, with your standpoint, you started reflecting on the front office, and we kind of went away from that a little bit, putting the spotlight on Willie, because Willie is like third coach, and if you look at all of them, man, they all had their flaws, preferably not getting rid of Alvin Gentry as soon as we got Zion, man. I just really look back on that, and it's like, damn, everything that happened with this team, would we have went through so many of these things if we just moved on from Alvin Gentry first and, managed to get the right coach the first time? Like, it would be a totally night and day situation with this team.
They didn't do their homework. They weren't ready.
That goes on what he was saying with David Griffin, and his lust for power and wanting to make all the decisions and
that was perfectly
all
said.
of the credit and
right.
They were calling him Baby Kraus. Remember we heard that?
Yeah.
They
Because
said they were texting
the Last Dance
the
came
people
out.
were texting around the thing. And no, they were calling David Griffin Baby Kraus.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. That is crazy.
Hell, we've been on top of that though, DC, from the beginning, man. We found him out right away. I was like, man, this dude here with all this bullshit. I don't want to.
With a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, we don't want no basketball cult, man. What are you talking about? We are fan all this bullshit.
And you're
You
talking
know, no
about
basketball cult.
Drew Holiday is a dark horse MVP candidate, and sometimes you just have certain guys you have to give them permission to dominate. And I was like, what?
What?
Yeah.
Man, we've been on his
that
ass
didn't
since
even make
2019, bro. It might have been 2018. Well, yeah, it was 2019. 2019, we've been on this dude, man. And
well, I would ask
damn
him
if everything
with Anthony Bennett.
Huh?
You know what I'm saying? Nah, I would ask him. So that's what you saw with Anthony Bennett?
He said
justified in asking him that, man. Because
the word said, remember what he said about that, DC, not to cut you off, about the Anthony Bennett thing. He said, sometimes you F up. There was no word salad behind that. That's what the hell he said. That was his quote. But go ahead, carry on.
He has the worst number one draft pick in history.
Yeah, seriously. He does.
Anthony Bennett probably was. Did he even last?
He ruined his career
after his first contract. He didn't even get a second contract.
No,
that's unheard of, bro.
They wanted him to do well. They wanted him to play well enough so they could trade him. Everywhere he went, they were like, keep playing well. And nobody was trying to give him another contract. They just wanted him, hey, we need you to raise your stock so we can kind of get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why they wanted him to play well. They killed him. Him being chosen to number one killed him. That killed his career before he got started.
Number one killed him because David Griffin was managing him. Anthony Bennett might have had a better go at it if he wouldn't have went there. And he probably, like everybody knew, shouldn't have went number one, obviously. But yeah, man, ever since that, and then you already have Miss Benson here, who's not really a person who knows basketball. She's just kind of trusting everybody to make the right decisions. So this everything we've gotten, all the way down to the personality that Willie is. It's all of this. Everybody just seems like everything is okay. The house is on fire, and there's just this attitude that it's not. What I'm saying? Like
it's embracing smoke. Mediocrity.
Yeah, people choking,
being average, being.
You got somebody who got burnt up, and everybody's, it's all right.
It's okay. You'll heal.
Keep praying. Keep putting the fire extinguisher on it. The 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th floor is on fire, but we're gonna put it out with the fire extinguisher. And, the fire truck will show up eventually in a couple of days. Or, we gonna make it happen. And that's almost the energy they got when they saying it too. So, definitely has to be a change. People are coming back, and we got to see where this goes, because at this point, I don't have any faith, hope, vision, thoughts, imagery, nothing of Willie changing it. So it's gonna have to be on the players, man. And just want to say this last point.
Extremely hard.
And I think a point guard, which we talked about it for a while, I thought Zion was more of that at certain points, during this whole tenure. But he's not. He can kind of be like a combo guard, kind of. But a point guard, man, having a point guard, I think, especially for us, has been overlooked. The coaches that everybody's talking about, that we pulling up in the chat, a lot of these coaches y'all want were point guards. Their understanding of the game, the very good ones, is at a very high level, and their ability to get people to buy in and do certain things is a characteristic, that point guards have, and they're natural leaders, a lot of them, and they get people excited about following them and trusting in what they're seeing, because a lot of times they see stuff before it happens. That's why they're the point guard. They can put the ball there or know what's going to happen here or there, tell you to be there. You go, I got you. Don't worry about it. And it just makes me think about DeJounte, man. It's really the last hope for the season. I really would like to see what he can do, because we can't rely on Willie, and the guys aren't. But I think we're so talented that if we start getting guys back and you get him out there and he kind of has the team, I think they can make something happen. But we got to wait till he get back, and to tell him, man, it's going to be more of the same. We're going to keep having these same damn conversations.
Yeah, we're gonna see
find more ways to I guess, examine and talk about the same shit.
Well, we'll see what happens next week, man. They play on Tuesday against the Dallas Mavericks, man. That'll be in the Smoothie King Center. We'll see what happens next week, period, from Monday through Friday, and we'll see what people ultimately migrate back to the team, if they get anybody back. This next week.
Willie Green being no point guard, family.
Yeah, he was an off guard. I won't say he was
undersized.
He was an undersized off guard.
I done seen him at small forward before.
I mean, like a 2 or 3.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, he wasn't really no point guard. I mean, this dude averaged 1.3 assists in his career.
Yeah, he was an off guard, a defensive guy.
He's a guard, but he was more so like he was straight up role player in like that 2 or 3 spot.
Yeah. All right, but anyway, fam, listen, man. I hope y'all guys had a good time tonight. We appreciate y'all for stopping by for almost 2.5 hours, man. We covering the Pelicans. Lost to the Lakers 105-99. We didn't get the win. We should have won tonight. Ultimately, we didn't. But in the end, at least we kind of aired out some stuff. We had some good dialogue here, and we will return on Tuesday broadcasts. We'll have the live scoreboard up and the recap of the matchup between the Pels and the Mavs. So y'all do us a service. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. We up in this thing tonight. And listen, shout out to the flock, man. It's tough, a little tough right now, man, but we're going to figure this stuff out one way or the other, man. We're going to get to the right side, man. One way or the other, we're going to get to the right side of this thing. We got to. So anyway, with that being said, we're going to get out on that. Lex, you want to talk to the people and let them know to subscribe?
Like, share, and subscribe the channel for us, okay? Y'all, hey, show the one love and hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit it hard. Hit it hard with your chest. With your chest. Just like you say it with your chest. Okay, from the depths of the diaphragm. We love y'all. Peace out.
All right. All right, Sister Soldier.
The glass is really pulling it too.
Yeah, that's the Sister Soldier on that one. That's what I got. DC, you got that, Sister Soldier? You got that?
The Black Panther.
Wakanda forever.
All right, y'all. We're going to holler at y'all on the next one. Much love. Go Pels. Peace.
You're listening to the Pelicans Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Yeah, ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, Big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the refs just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. So check out the Pro Shop and Who That too.